To explore more about healthy food habits and nutritional requirements, we'll use 3 related texts. The Australian Guide to Healthy Eating food plate shows us the wide variety of foods that people can consume to maintain health. It'll guide us in making healthy food choices and help us to gather information about the food groups. The Healthy Eating for Children and Healthy Eating for Adults brochures will tell us more about the amount and types of foods that we should eat for health and well-being. We'll use the information from these texts to create a weekly food plan for a family. We'll make judgments about whether these texts are reliable sources of information and whether they can help us to locate the information needed. First, I'll look at the Australian Guide to Healthy Eating poster. The first thing we need to look at is where the information comes from. At the top left corner, I can see there's a logo. I recognise this logo. The logo represents the Australian government. There's a website address next to the logo, and the website ends in .gov.au. This tells me that it's from the Australian government. But is this enough to know that it's a reliable source of information? The title tells us that it's an Australian Guide to Healthy Eating. So the audience for this text is all Australians, and that includes children, adolescents and adults. I know that Australia is made up of many cultural groups, so I'll expect to see that this guide will include healthy eating and foods which reflect this diversity. I'll need to check this for evidence. The title indicates that the information within the poster will tell us more about healthy eating. This is information that we're looking for to complete our task. From the title, we know that the purpose of the text is to give Australians a guide to healthy eating. The text is a poster made up of a combination of text and images. The use of images and a small amount of text makes the poster easy to read. The main feature of the poster is the diagram or the image in the middle of the page. This image looks like a plate. We can call this the food plate. I can see that the food plate is broken up into 5 sections, which are 5 different colours. There are labels that are the same colour as each section. These labels are on the outside of each section of the same colour. Each section represents a different food group. I can see from the image that there are 5 different food groups that make up the food plate. The 5 sections are different sizes. This represents how much of that food group people should eat each day, or the portion that should make up our overall daily intake. The food groups that should make up the largest portion of our daily intake are the grains group and the vegetables, legumes and beans group. This is something I already knew. The labels for each section explain the food that's pictured in each group. These labels identify the names of the 5 food groups. The images within each group are made up of a mixture of fresh and packaged food. For example, in the vegetables and legumes beans group, there are images of a variety of vegetables, legumes and beans. These images include fresh, canned, frozen and dried food products. I can see that there's 2 groups that contain legumes and beans. I wonder why. What is it about these foods that places them in 2 groups? Below the food plate there's images of oils and margarine. I wonder why these foods are outside the food plate. The heading above these images explains that we should only use these in small amounts. What's a small amount? I can see that the food plate shows us portions, but these images are not part of the portions. I'm unable to tell from the poster whether the portion of these foods to be consumed is smaller than the fruit group. There's also images of food and drinks which should be consumed only sometimes and in small amounts. Some examples are cordial, chips, chocolate, soft drink and ice creams. These foods are all different amounts, and I wonder if the 9 lollies that are pictured are the same as a whole hamburger when it comes to energy intake. From looking at the text below the title, I know that I should eat a wide variety of foods from the 5 food groups every day, and only consume the things below the food plate in small amounts and sometimes. I wonder how often sometimes is. The other information that I get from the text below the title is to drink plenty of water. There's an image of a tap and a glass full of water above the food plate to highlight this. I wonder why the image of the tap and glass of water is not within the food plate, when I know that it's important to drink water every day. I wonder how much plenty is. And I wonder if all Australians need the same amount of water every day. I wonder whether tap water and bottled water is different, and whether bottled water is as healthy for me as tap water. There's more information I need to complete my task. From this poster, I'm unable to find out how much of each food group people should eat each day, and how much water individuals need.